So many network marketers fall in love with a health and wellness product, and then they realize that there's an incredible opportunity to build the lifestyle and income of their dreams. But what happens when you get started and you run out of friends and family to talk to, and what you're doing on social media just isn't quite getting you where you want to be? Well, the truth is it's probably not your fault. It just takes a little marketing know-how that you may not be getting from anywhere else. So on this podcast, I'm sharing with you the secrets that I've been able to learn from all of my top earner friends and mentors. I'm pulling back the curtain on exactly what it takes to get people excited about the wellness products that you have to offer, to help people improve their lives, and to get you to the rank that you want to be at. My name is Soraya Goddard, and this is Secrets to Marketing Your Wellness MLM. Hey guys, welcome to episode 3. I am so freaking excited that you are here. First of all, I want to thank you guys for the amazing reception on the first 2 episodes. Like, I'm blown away. I'm getting messages and reviews and all sorts of stuff. So thank you. I want to jump right into delivering more value and sharing more of what I said that I was going to share. We are going to jump into social media. I told you on the first episode that we'd be talking about some secrets to having classy marketing. Specifically, I told you that we were going to cover the secret to classy, no-resistance social media and dig into the scary, kind of ugly truth about why we as network marketers have a bad rap. Because we do, right? And quite frankly, we kind of deserve it. Now, not everybody deserves it. I got it. But as a whole, we have a long way to go. And so I want to do my part to raise the profession, make sure that people have the tools and the know-how to A, grow their business, and B, represent the profession that we know is amazing when done right. It helps people out. It changes their lives through the products that we love. That's probably why you guys are listening to this in the first place, right? You have fallen in love with a health and wellness product that has changed your life. It has made it better in some amazing way. So you want to spread the word. You want to share with other people how they can improve their lives. So we want to be able to use social media as an amazing way to do that. So you've seen it all, right? Facebook feeds full of buy my stuff, join my team, ask me how. The buy one, get one pictures. Oh God, those are the worst. The endless bottle pictures, like Facebook feeds full of just pictures of people saying basically buy this bottle of whatever or buy this kit, right? The pre-made graphics, the people holding bottles up to their faces and taking cheesy selfies, like all of it. Oh, I can't stand it. It makes me cringe. Okay, rant over. But we have to do better. We have to do better. And I go through that list because if you are on here and, I don't know, maybe you're mad at me right now because you're like, I do that and I'm great. Awesome. If it's working for you, fantastic. But as a whole, most of the time, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work because it goes against human psychology and how we purchase things. And that's really what I want to talk to you about today. We can do better. We can serve our potential customers in a better way, and we can have a more classy social media presence. So if you're sitting there and you're thinking like, what's wrong with bottle pictures and all that kind of stuff? It's what I've been taught to do. Awesome. This episode is for you. And so we are talking today about the secret to classy, no-resistance social media and why we as MLMers get a bad rap. If you haven't listened to the first and second episode, though, I want to ask you to do that now because I want to build on some of the things that we talked about in both those episodes. In episode number 2, we talked about the top earner hack that shifts your business completely, increases your sales, and makes it easier for you to talk to people. And we're going to build on the concept of delivering value and talking about the benefits and giving people what they want, as in solutions to their problems. So we're just going to expand a little bit more on that. However, we're talking about social media. Okay, so disclaimer, I'm not going to be able to make you a social media guru in just one podcast. This is also not a podcast about how to get more likes and follows. This is a podcast that I really just want to explore the basic principles of social media. And then as we get on, maybe we'll talk about followers and all that good stuff. But really, none of that matters. What you want is to build a relationship where someone wants to buy from you. And that doesn't take a whole lot of followers. I know people who are at the top of their compensation plan and making more money than you can humanly imagine, who do not have a ton of social media followers, okay? You need to be able to connect with people. I'm really going to walk you through how. So let's take a step back, though, for a second. So I, as you guys might have heard in the last episode, my mentor, Ray Higdon, he has taught me so much. And he always says, and this cracks me up, that in the old days before social media, right? If you were a bad network marketer, meaning you had a horrible approach, you didn't know what you were doing, right? You could only piss off so many people. You could really only piss off the people that you physically talk to, one person at a time, right? But social media has changed that. Now we can absolutely annoy thousands of people at once if our message is off or if we're just not doing the right thing. But it's true, social media is a blessing and a curse because if used for evil, if used the wrong way, people will run and they will lump you into this kind of, this bunch of people who don't know how to market, who don't know what they're doing. And then we as a profession get a bad rap for only being in it for the money or only being spammy or being cheesy or, whatever it is out there, right? Which again, we know is not true. So social media used for good can be an amazing tool, though. It's a tool to get the message out, but of course you have to use it correctly. So much of what I am going to cover with you is stuff I've learned from either Ray or his amazing wife, Jessica, who is like the master at social media recruiting on Facebook. So go follow her if you aren't already. So another amazing superstar that really broke it down and made me understand some simple truths, or I should say superstars, Larry and Taylor Thompson. And again, if you don't know who they are network marketing legends. They're just an incredible power couple who I respect so much. They've been in the game for years. So yeah, go follow them. But they taught me something else. It's very obvious and very simple, but sometimes we don't think about it in this way. Larry and Taylor always talk about the fact that the tools over the years will change, but the fundamentals of network marketing don't change. So Larry and Taylor both respectively were extremely successful in their network marketing careers before they met, and as together, they're just unstoppable. And they've been in the business a long time. So what they remind us and what they've taught me is that the tools will change over time. The tools will change quickly. Periscope, again, where is that today, right? That used to be the hottest thing. Snapchat, it's kind of fallen by the wayside to Instagram stories, to be honest. So the tools change very quickly in an extremely short amount of time. But the skills that you need are the same, no matter the platform, no matter if it's in person, no matter if it's on social media. It does not really matter. The fundamentals of this profession are the same. In other words, prospecting or making an invitation to someone so they can take a look at what you have to offer is the same, really, whether it's online or not, right? The same principle. No matter if it's done over Facebook Messenger or in person or whatever, an invitation has to be made, okay? Marketing, creating a piece of content and hoping that someone will react to it and reach out to you is the same principle, no matter if it's a print ad in a newspaper or a Facebook post or an Instagram post. Same type of thing. You want to convey the same style of message. And we'll talk about exactly what type of message that needs to be. But it's the same principle. So we have prospecting and we have marketing. But today we're really just going to focus on marketing since this is a marketing podcast after all. So most people use social media daily, right? But they don't have a posting approach. They don't have a strategy. They just kind of go through stumbling, posting memes, maybe copying whatever their upline is doing, whether that works or not, because they don't really know how to use it to actually attract people into their business. A little post here, a little picture there, maybe, again, pictures of cat videos, or who knows, right? Most of the time, whatever people are doing in network marketing on social media leads to not a whole lot. Or maybe it does lead to something, but that something is a whole lot of frustration. So today I want to talk to you about the secrets to classy, no resistance social media. I'm going to give you 3 things that you have to do, that you must understand to get people interested in what you have to offer and loving the idea of getting on board with your health products. So again, this applies to weight loss, juices, beauty, hair products, essential oils, makeup. I don't care what you're in. It does not matter. Whatever health stuff you love and you want to get the word out about, this will work for you. So let's first talk about what doesn't work and a couple reasons why social media doesn't work for most network marketers. The first reason is that most people think that the product will sell itself. And that's just not true. Nothing sells itself. The hottest shoes don't sell themselves. Nothing on the planet just sells itself. It has to be perceived as valuable to the potential buyer, to the potential customer. People have to understand what the benefit of your product is. So if you think that the product is selling itself and no one is buying, that's because people have no idea what the benefit of your product is or why they should care about it, what it brings to their life, why it makes their life better. The second reason why social media doesn't work for most people is that it's all pitch. And look, I know you guys have seen this. I know you've seen it because it happens all the time. You can't avoid it. People pitch. What I mean by that is they come outright and say, buy my stuff, sign up for this, get my kit, right? It's all over the place. And eventually, if that's what you're doing on social media, people will tune you out. People if they don't already unfollow you or unfriend you, right? They're going to be numb to whatever you have to say. And they're going to put you in the spammy box, meaning that they're going to think of anything that you do as spam and that you have an ulterior motive, whether you do or not. You might have the most genuine intentions on the planet. But if you start with a pitch and all you do is pitch, people will put you into a box and label you as someone who is only in it for them because they do not see value. They do not see you bringing them value. We'll get into how to do that in just a second. So, and again, you've seen it. People posting buy one, get one graphics and all sorts of crazy stuff that makes your entire Facebook feed or your Instagram feed look like a solid infomercial, right? Especially my favorite is like when there's an Instagram feed where you can't see the person's face. Actually, it's the same on Facebook, right? Have you ever run across those accounts where you don't know what the person looks like, or it's like their profile picture is of a cat and then they want you to buy their stuff? I'm like, that makes no sense. All you're doing is just asking me to buy stuff, but I have no idea who you are. So, okay. I just get really passionate about this stuff because social media can go so wrong. So the last reason why social media might not be working for you is you somehow magically turned into a robot and lost your mind once you joined a network marketing opportunity and you have forgotten that you are a human that talks and acts and speaks like a human. Does that make sense? I know you guys have seen it, right? So I'm having a little fun with this, and I think we have to be lighthearted about it. I think that we have to have a sense of humor about the fact that there are people that just don't know how to use social media, and it's okay because we need to have the conversation and we need to show them that there is a better way, and quite frankly, a more effective way for them to grow their business so they're not so frustrated. So, ready for the 3 things you need to do? Number 1, you need to document your journey. Number 2, you need to be able to deliver value over social media. And number 3, you need to create curiosity and conversation with your posts. I'm going to go through this one more time, and then I'll explain what I mean by each of them. Number 1, you need to document your journey. Number 2, you need to be able to deliver value. And number 3, you need to be able to create curiosity and conversation with your posts. Whatever, I'm just saying posts, but that could be whatever platform you use. Number 1, document your journey. So here's the deal. People want to know, like, and trust you. They want to know who you are, especially if you expect them to do business with you. Again, no cat pictures as your profile picture. I'm sure your cat is adorable. I'm sure your kids are adorable. People want to know who you are. If I'm going to do business with you, if you were a lawyer, I would expect to be able to see your face on your website, not your cat's face. So for some reason, though, we think that network marketing, it doesn't have those rules, and that we can show up online on social media without the professionalism that we would expect of anybody else, right? That just makes no sense. Now, I'm not saying that you need to impress people, right? You don't need to go out and pay $1,000 for professional headshots and dress up in some fancy blazer and be someone you're not. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you have to convey who you are, right? You want them to think, if she can do it or he can do it, so can I. If she can do it, so can I. That's what you want. So what I mean by documenting your journey is, on social media, sometimes people lose their minds and they try to act like a marketer, act like a network marketer, whatever that means. And all of a sudden they change their language. They change the way that they write. They start speaking online in ways that they would never humanly speak to another person. So what I'm suggesting is that you just document your journey. Hey, I'm super pumped. I just joined a network marketing company, or I just found out about this incredible product that I fell in love with. It changed my life. If you guys are open to hearing about it, I'd love to share with you some of the benefits, right? Those are the kinds of things, and I just kind of made that up off the top of my head, but those are the kind of posts that you want to say, not, oh my God, I just joined a team that's incredible. We're crushing business. I'm going to be, super mega bonus star lady by the next month. I don't even know. I can't even replicate it because they're just so terrible. But I know you guys know what I mean, right? A good rule is that if you wouldn't say it to a person in front of you in normal words, then I wouldn't recommend saying it online. So what I mean specifically by document your journey is just follow your day. Post things that may seem like they're mundane, may seem like they're not that exciting, may seem like they're not social media worthy, feed worthy, but sometimes those are the most interesting things. Sometimes the behind the scenes look at just what you do on a daily basis, the reason why you use your product, the results and the benefits of your product, just a little peek into your life and what you're doing. Act like a human. That's what should be on social media. Very relatable things that will get people, you don't have to share everything, but just some things that show people who you are so that they can know, like, and trust you a little bit more. And so they feel safe doing business with you and they know what you're all about. That's really what we're talking about. Just document your day. If you feel like you have to craft a feed in some artificial way, then all of a sudden you turn into that robot person and you start writing silly stuff that you wouldn't be saying in person. So if you think about it, you're just creating your own little miniature reality show. You don't have to show everything. You don't have to, you don't have to edit it necessarily, anything like that. You just have to document a little bit about what's going on so that people understand what you're about. That's really the goal. Okay. Number 2, deliver value. And this builds on the last podcast. People only care about what's in it for them, and you ultimately want to help them solve a problem because your product helps them solve a problem. So the way that you're going to communicate that over social media is by describing benefits. This means that you are talking not necessarily about your specific product, but you are sharing maybe what you're learning about the general topic, so general health and wellness. Maybe you are sharing about what you're learning about, your own personal health journey, the best way to bring someone from not understanding why they might need your product to desperately wanting to get their hands on your product is to educate, right? Take them on your journey of how you are learning about living a healthier life or having more confidence or losing that weight or whatever that is. So I'm kind of combining number one and number two, but deliver value. Again, it means really we're talking about sharing what you know or sharing what you're learning. And I'll go much more in depth into this in another future podcast. But really, you're probably learning about your products, right? As you're going through this, you're learning about your products, you're learning about ways to make your life healthier or to get to whatever your health goal is, or maybe it's about making your family healthier or something like that. Share that. That's what we really mean by delivering value. Share and educate people about how they can use what you're learning to improve their own lives. Share with them the benefits. The best way to do this, again, is to focus on education, not necessarily focusing on sharing the product itself. Does that make sense? I hope that's getting through. I'm going to say that again. The best way to do that is to really focus on educating people, not necessarily focusing on the product itself or the features of the product, right? So nobody cares necessarily about the ingredients in your product or things like that. What they care about is the benefit that it delivers. So talk about that. Talk about the education or the what you're learning about that. And instead of posting the picture of the bottle, maybe talk about the benefit of whatever's inside that bottle next to a beautiful smiling picture of your face. So now we're kind of marrying number one and number two, where people are getting to know, like, and trust you, and you are starting to be known as someone who delivers information that's useful to them and that may even solve a problem that they have been desperate to solve. That's when social media works. So, for example, you should be talking about benefits like, hey, my product makes me sleep more soundly, or my product makes me sleep more soundly so I can be a better employee the next day. That's amazing, right? It's like the benefit of the benefit. Or my product is helping me become more confident and show up so I can be happier for my partner or spouse. Or, hey, let's talk about how you can have rock star energy without all the harmful chemicals. Those are the kind of things you should be talking about, right? Not necessarily the ingredients of your product and things like that. Talk about the benefits. That is really delivering value, educate, share what you're learning. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be about your product. Just educate people. You can educate them on a whole host of different things. And all of this can go very neatly into Facebook or Instagram or whatever platform you are on and whatever platform you are using to help build an audience and help build people who are interested in what you have to say. So that leads us to number 3. And number 3 is about creating curiosity and conversation with your posts. So this is a mistake that I see so many people making. And this is the reason why network marketing gets a bad rap. People go for the jugular and the sale right away. They want to make the sale straight from Instagram or Facebook or whatever they're using. They go crazy and they say, buy my stuff or buy one, get one right away to anyone who'll listen. And what happens is that your Facebook feed is not a place where people go to necessarily shop. Your Instagram feed, like when I think about shopping, Instagram is not the app that I pull out, right? Now, I might see things while I'm cruising Instagram that I'm interested in and that make me want to go shop for it, but that's not the reason why I go there. And there's a huge difference in that. What I mean is that if you go for the sale straight away and your feed, whatever platform that's on, is just a solid bombardment of buy my stuff and there's no value, then it makes people angry because they're not looking for it, right? If I go to Amazon, I expect that things will be for sale. I'm not necessarily looking for that to be in my Facebook feed. You know what I mean? So, heck, it's kind of annoying when it happens, to be honest. Now, look, if someone has spent the time, though, to deliver value consistently and share with me a little bit about themselves and what they're passionate about and how they're going on this health journey or whatever it is that they're into. And then every once in a while, they're talking about a classy way to find their product. Hey, reach out to me. This is what I've got. Then I don't mind it so much, right? But if it's all just going for the jugular, if it's all just sale, pitch, then you are missing out on an opportunity to have a conversation with people. And that's really where the magic happens. So you kind of have to think of it like dating a little bit, right? You have to go on a first date and get to know someone just a little bit so you can ask for the second. And you have to share a little bit more on the second so you can have a third. You're not going to ask someone to marry you the second that you meet them. I mean, I guess you could, but it probably won't end well, right? It's probably going to get the same result as posting a, buy my stuff post. You need to be able to create content that has people saying yes to the next date. Okay? You want to be able to create content that has people raising their hand for more information. So, creating a post that has, you want to create a post that has people saying, I'd really like to know what she uses. So I'm going to reach out to her. Or, wow, that was really helpful. I did not know that. That's something that I would really like to know more about. So I'm going to click this link, or I'm going to join a group where I can learn more, or I'm going to private message her to see, what exactly she uses, because she just taught me something that I didn't really know about. So you want to create curiosity and conversation. Now, the downside to this is that it takes work, right? It takes work. It allows, it demands that you actually interact with people on social media, right? On social media, shocking. Yes, we've got to be social on social media, but it allows the people who want to know more to be able to reach out to you in whatever way you've asked them to. So when you've created curiosity, you're basically, instead of just fire hosing everybody with a sales pitch, dangle some education in front of them and ask them to reach out to you to have a further conversation, or you can reach out to them, right? So just like if you're dating and you don't want, this is probably a terrible extension of this analogy, but if you go on the first date and you realize right from the beginning that it's not a fit, you don't want to force the person to be there and to keep bombarding them and asking them, hey, do you want to date me now? Do you want to date me now? Or even worse, do you want to marry me now? Do you want to marry me now? Do you want to marry me now? No, they didn't want it in the first place. So just leave them alone. Allow people to reach out to you, and you do that by creating curiosity. If you're focusing on educating and giving value and not sharing everything about your product all over the place, and you're teaching people about the benefits of your product or the benefits of your lifestyle, give them a little call to action and ask them to reach out to you for more information so that they can self-select into a pool of people who really do want to know more about what you have to offer. And, combining all these three things leads to just such a good customer experience. So it leads to people who know, like, and trust you, as we've already said, but it also leads to people who are appreciative of what you have to say on social media and the value that you're giving them. And that fosters trust. And really what that does is that leads to a long-time customer, and probably not someone who's just going to be a one-time sale. You don't want a one-time sale. It might be nice in the immediate, but it's not great long-term. So you really want to foster that relationship where people are excited to reach out to you and to talk to you about what you have, or maybe take the next step, whatever that is for you. So again, the challenge with this is that you have to show up consistently on social media to do this, and you have to be willing to put in the work over time. It isn't just a one and done thing. But then again, what business is, right? Any business that is worth growing, and this definitely is, it's one of those. Any business is going to take time. So, all right. So those are my 3 secrets to classy social media. But before we go, I'm going to give you just a couple more tips. Extra bonus social media tips, okay? Number one bonus tip: do not try to do everything. Don't try to be on every social media platform everywhere all the time, because you are not superhuman. None of us can do that. Pick one or maybe two at most where your customers hang out, or where your ideal customers hang out, right? If you are selling wellness products to stay-at-home mothers, you probably aren't going to be wanting to hang out on LinkedIn a lot, right? If you are targeting, let's just say maybe older men, and your wellness product really speaks to them, maybe that's not a group that's on Instagram as much. So maybe you let Instagram go. Yes, could you be missing out on customers? Absolutely. But it's probably not worth it. I would say pick one platform that you know you do very, very well and stick to that. Again, maybe two if you're super talented, and just do it really well. Do it really well. Tip number 2, be social and be human on your social media channels, as in connect with people. A couple specific tips. I would ask you to stop using the like button. Stop liking people's posts, because really that doesn't do a whole lot, right? It doesn't create any kind of interaction. It just says, hey, I saw your stuff, but you can do that blindly. What does get people's attention and what does cause human interaction is commenting on people's stuff, messaging them, sending them voice chats, interacting in a way that's a little bit more deep. So I would spend maybe 5-10 minutes a day just commenting on people's stuff, right? Hey, that's really cool. Hey, oh my God, so cute. Whatever it is. It doesn't have to be, a philosophical essay, but comment on people's stuff and see how that changes your social media interaction. I would also start friending people. If you are terrified of friending people or connecting with people on Instagram, whatever it is, then you probably want to reevaluate your thoughts about being a professional networker, right? Start friending people. Start sending friend requests. And every time you send a friend request, introduce yourself. Just say, hey, send them a message, right? Send the friend request, then send a little message. Hey, I'm Soraya. I just wanted to connect because I saw that we were in a group together. Hey, how are you? Right? Because it's kind of weird to me to just get a friend request. And maybe I know I'm not alone on this, but I don't know if most people think this way. To me, it's kind of weird to just get a random friend request. Because if I was meeting someone at a party, I would introduce myself, right? If I wanted to be their friend, I would go up to them and I would say, hey, I'm Soraya. We're at this party together. What's going on? How do you know the host? What do we have in common, right? So to me, it's the same thing on Facebook. Friend someone and then send them a little note. You never know where that conversation will lead, and interacting with them is always a positive thing. People will appreciate that you sent a personal note. My next tip, join Facebook groups. Not for the purpose of messaging people, although you could do that, but that's a different discussion than what we're having today. I'm saying join groups just to meet people, just to network because you have common interests. Join Facebook groups about your favorite hobby. Maybe you like to run, or mom groups or wellness groups, or maybe it's local neighborhood groups or travel groups. Whatever it is that you're passionate about, join groups. Here's the deal. When you are in those groups and you genuinely interact in those groups about something that you're super passionate about, conversations will happen and you will start to meet people that you really like. And that's how you can expand your network. And then naturally things will happen. But I would say go out and make some additional friends, expand your circle, and be as social as humanly possible. And so I know someone's going to say, well, I'm at 5,000 Facebook friends already. I can't do that. Cool. Drop 1,000 of them that you don't interact with and that you don't want to be friends with anymore, and go get a new 1,000. It's okay. They probably won't notice anyway. Because really, the more people that you know and the more people that you can kind of touch online, that you can interact with online, the more people that can get to know, like, and trust you, the more reach you will have and the more you will be able to impact people. Okay. So we could talk about social media for years, but those are my extra bonus tips that anyone can start with right away. right away, right away, right away. So to recap, the 3 things that you need to do to have a classy, no resistance social media presence that leads to customers. Number 1, document your journey. Number 2, deliver value. And number 3, create curiosity and conversation with your posts. All right, guys, I can't wait to see what your feedback is and hear your feedback. All sorts of good stuff. I want to see if you are able to create any kind of momentum with these tips today, because I'm sure if you implement them, you will be able to. Stay tuned. On the next episode, we are talking about secret number 3, how to get people reaching out to you and asking you about your products. That is going to be a good one. All right, guys. See you soon. Hey friends, I hope you enjoyed Secrets to Marketing Your Wellness MLM. I really need a favor from you, if you don't mind. Would you please go onto iTunes and leave me a review? You can do it super simply from your phone on the podcast app, and I would be very grateful because it allows more people to find us. And if you found any particular episode helpful, feel free to share it with your teams or your Crossline members. And for those of you who are looking to work with me maybe a little bit more closely, please feel free to connect with me or contact me on my website at www.sorayagoddard.com. That's www.sorayagoddard.com. I would really love to hear from you. Thanks.